Webb, do you understand the consequences of perjury?
What about my perjury?
Thomas, a perjured...
Your princess here committed perjury.
John Foster's child. I coached her. She perjured herself.
Mr. Glenn, are you aware that in a federal court system, perjury is...
Perjured himself, Your Honor.
That I don't charge you both
For
with
perjury, for lying to the grand jury.
It'd be perjury. They'd get us in a minute.
Perjury, bigamy, deserting his wife and children.
You'll swear in a court of law under penalty of
couple of
perjury.
statutes, treaties, kidnapping, perjury, Logan Act.
Time for the night in question.
Miss Webb, do you understand the consequences of perjury?
Yes.
Let's get on with it then.
Moment, and when that happens, I'll crack that jigsaw.
What about my perjury?
Dr. Crystal will be delighted, don't you see, Kathy? But now we have a new witness.
Thomas, a perjured witness.
Not Thomas, your uncle.
Don't they got a name for that? The judge will call it perjury. And what are we calling it?
I don't think you get it, Sandy. Your princess here committed perjury. It'll be all I can do to keep her fucking little ass.
In what trial?
I coached Janie Cates in John Foster's trial. I coached her. She perjured herself. I gave false testimony.
So that's enough. Thank you. Mr. Cordes, were you charged with perjury in this incident?
Already testified. He's testified to a lot of things, Your Honor. Mr. Glenn, are you aware that in a federal court system, perjury is a crime?
Henry
you
Young
could
is the
spend
one
time
on
in prison.
trial.
I remind you.
Any answer when you're hitting him like that?
Well, she's perjured himself, Your Honor. He knows damn well exactly what it said. Don't you? It said it.
This court about the true nature of your relationship. You are lucky that I don't charge you both with perjury.
Respectfully, we ask you to consider the wishes.
And Gary, too.
For what?
For what? For perjury, for lying to the grand jury, for failing to protect children. They testified in front of the grand...
You know I'd do anything I could to help him.
So would I, Joe. But we can't just say
It'd be perjury. They'd get us in a minute.
that's right.
Yeah.
Sacred objects, arson in a state prison, perjury, bigamy, deserting his wife and children, inciting prostitution, kidnapping.
Are you sure this is the man?
Absolutely. Yes.
You'll swear in a court of law under penalty of perjury?
Yes.
Law? Congressional oversights, couple of statutes, treaties, kidnapping, perjury, Logan Act, conducting your own personal foreign policy.
In good faith, Rich, I'm sorrier for your perjury than my peril.
Do you deny this?
Yes.
Good evening. But he says you play so well. Then he has perjured himself most profoundly.
No, I said played quite well.
Oh, quite well is not...
Would never give them anything against you. I'd commit perjury before I did that. It was such bullshit. It was 2000.
And take this woman hence and administer to her punishment to fit her perjury.
She lies!
To corroborate the charges which were made against you today, and at which time, Mr. Corleone, you may very well be subject to indictment for perjury. I remind you that you're still under subpoena, Mr. Corleone.
Mrs. Helm, I presume you know the meaning of the English word perjury? In German, the word is
I had to swear an oath before we began this deposition, and I don't want to perjure myself, so I have a legal obligation to say no.
Okay, no. You don't think I deserve...
And I also demand the arrest and investigation of every single one of these slimy perjurers.
Call Inspector Gruber. We have been unable to contact Inspector Gruber all day.
Nicotine's not addictive. Run that on camera, then cut right to wide end with, I believe they perjured, then go wide. CEOs will take me out.
Send for the man and ask him!
So take heed. Take heed of perjury. Thou art on thy deathbed.
Lord have mercy.
I say amen.
It's a court-martial! Yes, Johnny! After falsely accusing a highly decorated Marine officer of conspiracy and perjury, Lieutenant Caffey will have a long and prosperous...
There is mercy only for those that tell the truth. 3 men have been found guilty on your evidence. Was that evidence perjury? You confessed to your own guilt, knowing the penalty for treason.
It's lunch, no matter what, remember?
You pulled away from me in there.
You perjured yourself, Edgar, and the lie was an easily provable one. If you'd continued to pursue it, there's no telling how much worse it could have been.
Fine. To be executed. I was sentenced to be in prison for 2 years for perjury.